I'm Jacob.
I'm Justin.
And this is Grinder Tales. Welcome back. It's Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Clink. Fun fact, 22 people listened the day before Easter Sunday, and I think it said 12 people listened to our show on Easter Sunday. So I don't know what y'all were up to on Easter Sunday, that y'all were like, you know what? I'm tired of hearing about Jesus coming back. Let's hear about somebody coming on our host back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. I mean, how was your Easter?
Pretty mundane. We didn't really do much. Had a couple of guys over, you know them, some good friends of ours. It was a good time. They came over for dinner. We had a little bit of fun, sat around for a little bit after that, and, they went home. What about you? How was your Easter?
I worked. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I had brunch with my roommate, with my bestie. And then we went and just walked around for a little bit, and then we Sunday drove, and then came home, and yeah, then I went to work. I really, really wanted, because, yesterday was the weather was shit. The weather was absolute shit yesterday. It seems like every other time we record, we're talking about bad weather. But
it's a trend. It's a trend.
It really is a trend. The past
bad
month.
Weather. Hashtag Tornado Tuesday.
They say April showers bring May flowers, but, this time it was let's see about it, bitch. I told one of my coworkers, I was like, I really need to have a guy over by the end of the night so that once I get him erect, I can look at him in the eyes and say, he is risen. For one night only.
Oh, God, yeah. No, tonight's episode is going to be a really profane.
Oh, for sure.
As you put it, and with profane accessories.
Profane and profane accessories, absolutely.
No, so why don't you tell our audience what the topic of tonight is?
Before I do, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
I know this is a bit of a personal question, but I've had
We're
my
no
mouth on your
strangers,
butt.
though, here.
Yeah, so what's your shower routine like?
So, normal day-to-day shower routine, or pre-playtime?
I just say day-to-day.
So, day-to-day, I get up, husband already has coffee on my nightstand, so I'm always set and ready to go for success. But I usually get up around 6, get in the shower, don't wash my hair. I have very curly hair.
It's always hidden under the hat.
No, it's pretty great. It's pretty green right now. No, it's not for Easter, like people want to presume.
It's not pastel enough for Easter, so shut up.
Put my hat back on. It's a mess. I have not washed my hair today. So, I'll put conditioner in my hair or whatever, let it sit while I, bathe. I always make sure to prepare myself for anything, really. I wash my ass, make sure everything is clean down in the nether region.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm smelling nice.
Disclaimer. No matter what you're doing, even if you don't plan on doing anything, please wash your ass and your nethers. Please. Just please, for the love of Christ, just get some soap and some water and put it on that ass. Please.
We do not need fart fetish hunting us.
He's out there. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before he finds us. Exactly. He's gonna be like fucking like Batman in the Dark Knight and trace our shit back to this location.
So, I make sure my entire body's clean, especially my armpits, because I do have issues with deodorant. They do cause pretty severe ingrown hairs and cystic acne under my arms, which is really, really painful. So I typically, I'll take 2 showers a day just to make sure that, everything is nice and fresh.
Yes.
During the summer, I do shave my armpits because I sweat a lot more.
Yeah.
But I get out of the shower, towel off, take care of my skin when I feel like it. But that's my general, day-to-day routine. What about you?
Oh yeah. Normally, most of the time, I shower every I try to shower in the morning because, like, with my hair, the way that it is, I have, like, very bad cowlick. So if I shower at night, I will wake up the next morning with the worst bedhead ever. That so much spray can only go so far. So yeah, most of the time, you know, I shower in the morning. I get up. I have like 10 minutes before I have to be at work, so like I finally just put my phone down and like rush out of bed. And I take my time in the shower no matter what. I'm one of those people that I follow the shampoo bottle. I lather, I rinse, and I do repeat. For my first shampoo, I use a tea tree mint shampoo to kind of cleanse my scalp and cleanse my hair of any product that may still be left in there. And then I follow that up after I rinse that out with a kukui oil shampoo by OGX.
Oh.
It's paraben and additive free, and it keeps my hair not so frizzy. Keeps.
And
it
as
nice
y'all
and
can see,
smooth.
he has really great hair. Super soft, very voluminous.
Yes, and then once I washed that out, I followed up with the Tresemme volumizing conditioner.
Love it.
Yeah, and then I use an exfoliator to like get all of my body. I use Cetaphil for my face,
Gotcha.
and I do shampoo and condition my beard. Only because like actual like beard shampoo, like where I have seen it, is like $20, and I'm not about to pay for like a little vial because I'm planning on growing this more, so like it's gonna take a lot as time goes by. But yeah, of course, I wash my ass twice. I wash my nethers twice. I get in like between the thigh and the crotch. Yeah, you got to.
Keep the friction down.
Get the taint. Always make sure you're paying good attention to the taint, because look, shit collects up there, okay? I'm very fortunate. I have, as years have gone by and I have lost weight, I've actually gained more hair in my ass. Used to, it was just completely smooth, but now that it's hairier, I'm like, anybody listening out there with a hairy ass, if you don't know, take more care of that thing. You know, you gotta be a little bit more thorough with it.
You really do.
You really do. Now,
wet wipes, shampoo, conditioner.
Correct. Look, I want that ass to be like a lion's mane. I want it to be silky smooth and just like flowing out like Rapunzel's hair when you take off your pants. Just...
That was not a visual I needed. Just a Tresemme commercial when you're just coming up out of the pool.
It's like that one Garnier commercial where it was like the strengthening shampoo or whatever, and she wrapped her hair around like the car bumper and like ripped it off, but it's just your ass. It's just your ass doing
You
that.
want to be able to choke a dude out.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, like Sindel from Mortal Kombat. Yes. So, Justin, thank you for answering that. I only ask because our topic today is hygiene. Hygiene should be a priority for everybody, but especially with the nature of Grindr being a hookup app, bodies on bodies, faces and noses and body parts, all very close to some spots that, you know, traditionally do start to smell sooner than other parts. You know, the further south you go, the quicker things start to smell, you know?
Sounds like the United States. I can't. Yeah, you know, you would think that hygiene would, you know, be, and this is a big word, Google it if you don't know how to spell it, don't ask me. It's, I learned this from John McClane, sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct indeed, yes.
It is
Good word.
Absolutely paramount, you know, it is that one thing that you do have to have, not only as a gay person, but a person in general, because there is one of my favorite songs, oh god, who sings it? Anyway, she goes on to say he's fucking other bitches, so she wants to smell his dick to see if he's
Yes. Oh yeah. Why you coming home 5 in the morning? Something's going on.
Let me smell your dick. If at any point, if I can still smell the other dude on you, go take a shower.
And that was our first profane accessory. Thank you. Yeah, no. And that's the thing. It's really surprising how little some people pay attention to their own hygiene. Like, you know, it's one thing. Like, some people, genetically speaking, you know, like, they just emit more of an odor, you know? Some people that, you know, have special needs for the kinds of soaps and whatnot they can use. But, like, it is 2022, and we do have alternatives that will still keep you smelling fresh. Right out the shower. So, yeah, I don't understand, but, like, I, like you, have had experiences where, you know, you think they're ready. Like, the first thing someone does, when someone asks me, hey, can I come over? If it has been, like, over 12 hours since the last time I showered, even if I haven't done anything too physically strenuous, my first response is, yeah, let me hop in the shower real quick, though.
Gotta get the things right.
Gotta freshen up.
You gotta bake some fresh cookies.
Absolutely. Oh, you know, here's another non-sponsor. One of the things that I do once I get out of the shower, I towel off my nethers, and I use the crop preserver. I hate the name the crop preserver because it just feels like toxic masculinity. Yeah. But I use the crop preserver deodorant from Manscaped to keep my nethers nice and odor free.
Ooh, very nice.
And dry. Yeah, it's very, very nice.
So do you want to jump into the first stories?
Let's get to it, honey, because we need to hear about these dirty motherfuckers. Okay,
so my first story, I was still new to Grindr. Still somewhat new to gay hygiene. And if you don't know, it's wildly different than straight hygiene. Like, we have to clean out. We have to clean out and, have to make sure everything is proper. So I was 19, very promiscuous. If I was a girl, that I would be known as patient zero at the clinic. Like, hey, I'm here for my weekly checkup.
Girl.
So, meet this dude on Grindr. Pretty face, nice dick, the whole shebang. The body is there. And I'm like, what are you looking to do tonight? He's like, I just really want some head. I'm like, okay, cool. I have not prepped. Because at the time, I didn't really know what that meant. I just thought it meant, just going to the bathroom and going to have fun.
Yeah.
I was wrong. So, I meet this dude behind my mother's house, crawl out of my window, climb the chain link fence that we had at the time, which was rattly as fuck. It sounded like a Scooby-Doo villain. Trying to make as little noise as possible. So, get behind my house. There's some trees behind the house, and guy pulls his pants down. I'm like, ooh, that's a nice dick. And then I get up on it. And I'm like, But did I know any better? Why would I? No. I mean, just please happens. See first episode where I got fucked on a cement park bench. Standards,
with metal in your back.
With metal in my back. Standards on the floor. So, I'm giving this dude head, 20 minutes later, he blows his load. I'm like, all right, dude, see you later. Have a good night. And I go back in, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't get the smell off my face. And I'm like washing my face. I'm rinsing my mouth. Like, I cannot get this smell off my face. And I'm like using like Dawn dish soap.
And that takes the oil off the ducklings.
That does clean up oil spills. Oh my God, it was so bad. Like, I had to go to sleep with that on my face. And I'm not talking about Dawn. I'm talking about the smell.
And was it there when you woke up the next morning?
Oh, thank God, no. But I think it was on my pillow.
Oh, it probably was.
Oh, absolutely.
Incinerate that pillow. I hope you
did. It's well gone. No, and now looking back, and I'm like, and he was uncut, and, there's a special way to clean.
Yeah.
But oh my God, if you're going to hook up with some dude, please do not do it when you get off work and haven't showered.
Absolutely. Please don't. Like,
I'll wait an extra 30 minutes for you to drive home, get showered, drive back.
That's why I hate when guys are really pushy when I'm like, hey, I'm at work. And they're like, you want to come over after? And I'm like, yeah, I'm tempted to, but, like, I need a shower. Like, I need a shower before I can do anything.
Right.
Also, like, there is we're not going to talk at lengths about this, but there is a stigma towards guys that are uncut. I don't understand it. I love an uncut dick. I love it. I think it's perfect. I wish that I was, because I could feel more.
Yeah. That's why a lot of cut dudes get their dicks pierced, because it returns that same sensation.
Are we gonna go to Claire's? Are we gonna go to Claire's? Are we gonna get it double pierced at the Lowe's? Are we gonna get it double pierced because our lobes are too thick? Maybe. Yeah, I have a similar story though. So this was kind of when I knew better, but was desperate because I was morbidly obese. I was visiting my parents from college during spring break. Where I'm from is backwater. It's
swamp water,
ass crack, middle of nowhere. And that's all good and well, but that makes, if we think things are weird here where we live, I mean, imagine just out in the middle of nowhere what you're gonna find.
You got Matthews and Methanese.
So I found this guy, and lo and behold, we went to high school together. And
those are always the ones.
Oh yeah. And
go back home for the weekend. All the dudes that bullied you in high school for being gay are just like,
oh yeah,
hey, you want to come over?
And honestly, there was something so hot about that. I was like, okay,
it's like a power trip.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, let's go for it. This was 8 a.m. I waited until refreshing. So I waited until, I don't know why I got up so early that morning, but I waited until my mom left for work. And then I immediately went on the prowl, and this guy hit me up, and he was like this gym type, really, really salt of the earth, good old boy type, but that's fine with me.
Yeah, rebel flag on the back of his truck kind of guy, yeah.
Not a rebel flag, a work trailer. One of those trailers that has the ladder and all of the tools and everything. He pulls up to my fucking house. In that, I can hear it rattling all the way down the street. I have to cover my dog's cage up because she won't shut the fuck up. And he comes in and I'm like, let's go for it. Let's do this. And so we're making out. I sit him down on my parents' brand new leather couch.
Hey, easy cleanup. It was smart.
Yeah, true. And he was like, I'm sorry, I was kind of in a rush. I haven't showered since last night. I'm like, oh, no, you're fine. I mean, you probably still are fresh. You just slept, right? So I pulled down his pants. Mm-hmm. Didn't pull down his underwear. He wasn't wearing underwear.
Okay.
He was wearing compression shorts.
Oh.
He was wearing compression shorts. And I didn't know. It taught me a very invaluable lesson, y'all, about compression shorts.
Are not moisture wicking.
They are not moisture wicking. They are like petri dishes. They're like whenever you put the lid on a boiling pot, you're just getting the essences all just incorporated.
It's like putting tinfoil on a turkey.
So Justin, you had to lean in close before you were honey, I pulled down those pants. I'm this far. I pulled down those compression shorts and immediately it was just it smelled like a barnyard and corpses. It was absolutely acrid and earthy.
2 words you never want to have described of your genitals. Acrid and earthy.
It was... I feel like part of it too was because it was the compression shorts, his farts couldn't escape. So they all just all the air traveled down through his taint up to his genitals some weird
they were moving to a new apartment.
They were migrating.
Yes.
So
I learned that lesson wearing a pair of what was it? I think it was Andrew Christian pleather red underwear while I was in Dallas.
Honey.
I wore those things.
Oh,
no.
God.
When I tell you, those things were hard to fart in.
I bet.
And it felt like a bubble.
Oh, I bet.
It was awful.
Oh, I bet.
Shit was airtight.
Oh, I can imagine. So whenever you finally did take it off, it was oh, God.
Yeah, so I know exactly that. acrid and earthy smells. That you
acrid and earthy. And so I take the penis in my hand, and I'm like, we're gonna do this. He's already here. Like, I don't get this opportunity often. And so I peel. He's not uncut, but it's one of those where like the shaft is still covered. Like there's still like it's not all the way hard. Where like the skin of the shaft is like what I mean. Like extended. So I pull the skin back. I don't know if he had showered the night before. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Were
because
there beads?
There was some buildup. There was some buildup of something there.
Oh, God, that's vile.
And what did I do?
I
took the other hand and just scraped it off with my other fingers.
We're getting live culture to the lab.
We're this is for the CSI. Yeah, so I'm not going to finish that story because we all know what happened. I was disgraceful, and I did what I had to do, and I was very disappointed in myself, and I, like you, had a hard time washing that smell right off of my mouth. Follow up to that story too. My mom got home. And she was like, I saw you today. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I saw you cleaning up the house today. And I was like, how did you see? And she's like, I installed a camera in the living room. So, and I was like,
oh.
Was that
all she saw?
I think that was all she saw. Honey, if she had seen me doing what I do best, she would have, absolutely. This was before I had come out to her, too. So
come home, swinging a Bible.
Right, absolutely, just like, pop, 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 pop. So yeah, that is, that was that story.
Oh, God. You poor thing.
I mean,
sisters in solidarity,
sisters in stinky solidarity.
Oh, God. So originally where I'm from, I'm originally from Swamps. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm from the city, but, very similar,
The city that is surrounded by swamps.
City by swamp.
Where people will disappear.
Yes.
Yes.
And, it's so crazy because, like, as a young kid, I learned the term swamp ass.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it is if you've ever been unfortunate enough to smell a swamp, or the town that's a couple, about 20 minutes from here, down the interstate.
Yes. That's more refreshing than swamp water.
Swamp water, yes. It is, oh, man, if you've ever experienced swamp ass during the summer.
I feel like everybody, I have lady friends that are like, I've got swamp ass like a bitch right now. And I'm like, girl, I'm glad that we're here together. It's 2022. Women can get swamp ass too, okay? Women can get some sweaty asses.
No, funny story is, back when I used to do drag, my former drag mother actually competed in a pageant, which, thankfully, when you mentioned women get swamp ass, the pageant was called Swamp Pussy. Miss Swamp Pussy.
That's where alligators come from.
Swamp Pussy.
Swamp Pussy.
And it's so crazy just thinking of like all the dudes out there, that don't exercise proper hygiene.
Well, I know, for instance, like there is a very, 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 very tiny minority within the straight male community that thinks like wiping your ass is gay because you have to touch your butt.
Please be gay. Please be gay.
Just at that point, be gay. Just
either be gay or shave your asshole, because I mean, at that point, it's like putting peanut butter in shag carpet.
That's what I'm saying. And oh my god, so many of all of my straight male friends out there that have hairy asses, like, I'm sorry, like,
use a dude wipe.
Use a dude wipe, yeah, or
it's
like
masculine. It says dude.
I mean, honestly though, like,
and it's giving you proper instructions. Dude,
true.
wipe.
Well, but also like, I will say, don't knock a bidet, because like my friend, he has like an afro between his cheeks, but like, him and his girlfriend got a bidet. Fucking game changer. Fucking game changer for him.
It's refreshing, especially on a summer day.
It's refreshing, your ass hair drip dries,
It's more hygienic.
It is. And you don't scrape up your booty hole.
Right,
you know,
especially when you get diarrhea.
Paper. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, God. We're not going to bring up the stomach bug you had last month. We're not going to. We're not going to.
I would have killed for a bidet.
I was going to say...
Because it was a badone.
It was a badone. I'm not going to lie, there was a moment where you and I were on the phone, and I was like, I can't tell if you're pissing or shitting right now. And you were like, a little bit of both. And
it was so bad. No, you know, hygiene is so important just for the simple fact, I mean, infections. You can get
infections.
Skin infections, dermatitis. Ugh. If you've never, so the one thing you never want to see is dermatitis on a dick, a ball sack, or somebody's asshole, because it's contagious. The last thing you need to do is like go down on a dude and be like, oh, is this an STD? No, it's just contact skin dermatitis.
I mean, it's not even necessarily the skin contact either. I mean, like, you know, sometimes the friction from anal sex can cause tearing and little cuts on the inside.
Yeah.
That's natural. That happens even with lube sometimes. You don't want to do it with a dirty dick because what's going to get in those cuts? Whatever's on that dirty dick. Exactly.
Someone else.
Someone else who was who had a lot less standards than you did in that moment, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to be as presentable as possible whenever I'm hooking up, just because, like, even if it's for just one time only, like, at the very least, I don't want them remembering me because I stink. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to remember me doing a good job, at the very least, instead of, like, stinking.
No, it's so funny because this brings me to another story in regards to cleaning out, but still smelling bad. So, me and my husband, we had been chatting with this guy. He was seemingly obsessed, which, you know, can be good, can be bad. So, guy pissed me off, so I block him on Grindr, right? Well, Buddy makes a new profile. Starts messaging my husband, going behind my back and not messaging me, knowing that I make these kind of decisions when it comes to playmates. So, you know what, I message him, I'm like, you know what, that was fucked up to circumvent me and my decisions to not play with you. You're fucking crazy, first and foremost. Second of all, no. I said no. That's it. That should have been in the game. Now, mind you, dude had a nice dick. Had a very nice dick. But, you know, last thing I need to do is be Beyonce in the movie Obsessed.
True.
Where I'm having to throw a bitch through my attic, my ceiling. Just like, wham!
Right.
You know, not really a good look. So, you know, everything gets smoothed over. He's like, I just want to fuck at least, you know, I just want one night with y'all. I'm like, fuck it. Might as well.
This brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
You know, might as well, you know, whatever. So I was like, all right, you can come over, whatever. So I was like, just make sure you're clean, make sure you're, you know, everything is, you know, nice and spotless, because I do have standards.
Yeah.
Especially for my bottoms.
Yeah.
High standards. So guy comes over, you know, he texts me, he's like, hey, I've got some taillights out. I'm like, okay, so you're not coming? He's like, no, I'm gonna get an Uber. So he gets an Uber, I meet him at the gate, you know, get him back in the car, and, you know, everything. And I have a very strong sense of smell. Very strong. You know, it's one of the reasons.
You do.
One of the reasons why I keep this in, because it keeps my sense of smell pure, making it even better. So, guy gets in the car. The first thing I do is just breathe. I mean, I need to breathe because you know, human. It's kind of oxygen is kind of my thing.
Right.
It's my jam.
I came out of my mom. First thing I did, breathe.
Right.
You know, I walked into work. First thing I did
was sigh.
Breathe. Sigh. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cry. Yeah.
So I get a good, you know, smell of him. You know, nothing smells off. You know,
right.
Okay. You know, I'm like, all right, cool. Dude did a good job. First and foremost, this dude, Catfish. So pretty face. Very nice. Very, you know, very structurally sound face, like a good house.
Yeah.
However, his body looked like an outhouse. It was like Jabba the Hutt's body with Han Solo's face. It was...
That is off-putting. That is very off-putting.
Imagine pulling up to the gate and seeing him, and I'm just like...
Let's also clarify for any listeners out there, you know, sometimes we sound like really mean or like we're fat shaming, but like, honey, like, it don't matter what size you are. It's how you carry it.
Right.
It's how you carry it.
You know, and being open and honest on, you know, your profiles and this, that, and the other.
And be 100%, because if you use accurate photos, right, you know, then you can determine things like that without, you know, being... It's creepy. Look, catfishing is creepy. Like, it's not...
I was shocked.
I was going to say, like, I don't necessarily want to be, like, hyperbolic and say, like, oh, catfishing is, like, borderline, like, assault or whatever. But, like, catfishing, like, it's detrimental.
Yeah.
It's a false tactic. It's luring someone.
It's rude as shit.
It's rude as shit. And then, you know, all catfish come with guilt. Because catfish, as soon as if you even start to show a sign of, like, you don't look like your pictures, they immediately start making you feel guilty about it and guilt you into sex, which... Good news.
I grew up with narcissists, so guilt's not something I feel easily.
True.
So anyway, dude gets in the car, I breathe, I get a good smell for him, we get back to the apartment. You know, we have the lights low, we've got the candles in the bedroom.
As you always do.
Right, you know, just mood setting, in case the dude is a butterface. Like the guy last episode.
Yes.
Stick him in the back corner. So he starts to undress, you know, we're kissing, his breath is fresh. I'm like, okay, here we go, okay, not bad. And I was very interested in seeing this dude's huge dick. Mm-hmm. Which, for a larger guy, larger guys are very, very much a mixed bag of nuts. Mm-hmm. You're either gonna get fucking gigantic, or you're gonna get something a little less than average.
Yeah.
But, and you know...
The pelvis does a lot.
You know, not a size queen, because it doesn't matter to me.
We already talked about size queens in the last episode,
yes,
too, baby. Did. Grow up. You cannot be a size queen all
We're
your
adults.
Life. Yeah, we're adults here.
So, guy takes his shirt off. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. He just doesn't know how to dress his body. So, then... he takes his pants off, and he's wearing underwear, not compression shorts.
Yeah.
He's wearing actual underwear. So he takes his underwear off, and, you know, the bulge is there. I'm like, okay. And then it slowly hits my nose.
Slowly. So it's like...
Yeah, it's like the cartoon, like, aromatic wave.
Yes.
Slowly hits my nose, and I'm just like... got this, like, look on my face, and I'm like... and I'm just sniffing around, and I'm like, I was like, maybe it's just time to take my septum out and clean it. So, you know, I think nothing of it at the time. So, then the dude drops his underwear. That's when it hits me like a brick wall. He's laying on my bed. You know, I'm gonna go down on him or whatever, and then...
it's too late. It's a trap.
No, it wasn't too late, bitch. It was not too late. You know, our clothes are off, and Josh... when the dude took his underwear off, Josh had a real full face of this odor. And he took a step back. He's like, oh, hold up. And this look just, like, came over his face. And I'm like, okay, it's not just me. So, dude's laying on our bed. And I get closer to him. And I was like, sit up. So I just start sniffing. I'm like, dude, you fucking stink.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes, I
did. Bitch! Well, you'd had enough at that point. Like, as soon as you found out he was a catfish, you were like, my
spare
reservoir...
the feelings.
Yeah, spare the feelings, yeah.
You know, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Exactly. Well, spare your rod on that one, baby. Look. So we, I'm like, dude, you fucking stink. You smell off. He's like, oh, I showered. I cleaned out. I said, so I looked him dead in the face and I said, okay, in what order did you do these things? Correct.
He's like, well,
there is an order.
He's like, well, I showered and then I cleaned out. I'm like, and with this being the first recording that we have with video,
yeah,
you can now see my face of disgust and shock. So I'm like, no, you gotta go. Like,
yeah.
I was like, we'll be nice enough. By this point, I already set up a third, an alternate.
I just want y'all to know, Justin and his man, like, literally have a rotation. If there's not, like, there's always a backup. There's always, look, I wish that I had this talent. I do not.
Listen, backup plans are key. You know, you got plan A, plan B, and plan C. This dude was plan A, so we moved to plan B.
Look, all it takes is, look, here's the secret. Just start, like, dating somebody. Once you're in a couple, everyone will want to start doing threesomes.
Right.
That's the secret.
So...
when it rains, it pours. Anyway.
And then here comes the whores.
And here it rains, it pours, and here comes the whores. Yeah.
So the guy's getting dressed. I'm on Grindr messaging this dude. His name is JD, living in an undisclosed location. He's not local. He was in town for work.
And JD is his Grindr name, right? Yeah.
You know, I don't actually know. Because our predominant messaging was through Snapchat.
Okay. All right.
So I actually don't really even know what his actual name is. I just know those are his initials. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. That's fine. So, guy's getting dressed. I'm messaging this dude. He's like, yeah, I'm down to play. Let's go. Well, his stomach had been a little upset. Unfortunately, that dude's odor really set it off. So, we were nice enough. Didn't ask for gas money. Drove him all the way from our apartment, which is right on the corner from here, all the way past your job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Didn't ask for gas money. You could have swore there was nobody in that fucking backseat. Josh and I were just carrying on a good old conversation.
That's at least a 30-minute drive.
At least.
And
the dude's just sitting in the back. And Josh and I are just carrying on like that.
He could have talked.
He couldn't have opened his mouth because I'd have cussed him out. Not only do you catfish me, but your hygiene is not okay.
You know, this is some self-deprecation, but you know, when I was morbidly obese, I would always be very, very self-conscious about my hygiene.
Yeah.
You know, I was self-conscious about a lot of things because obviously, you know, I was near 400 pounds.
Yeah.
But like, for people that are that big,
there are extra steps that you do
have
to take.
Extra steps that you have to take. And if any of our listeners are bigger people, honey, look, ain't nothing wrong with it. Just make sure that you are paying extra special attention to your cleanliness because like,
rashes and things like that can develop.
Rashes can develop, but also, like, it doesn't take a lot of time for you to start getting stinky. Just because, like, there's extra folds, there's extra tissue, there's extra everything there that's going to, you know, create sweat and bacteria.
You know, and the thing about this guy is he didn't have extra folds. He had a little bit of extra skin, but he wasn't obese in the traditional of, like, my 600-pound life kind of obese. Where, you know, his stomach was past his knees and this, that, and the other. It wasn't like that. Which I'm like, okay, well, why does he smell like this? So, back to the car drive. Josh and I are just sitting there chatting, listening to the radio, singing along. Like, this dude's not even in the fucking backseat. Because I'm pissed at this point.
Yeah.
Not only did I not, you know, get closure to this whole situation with this dude, which, I'm not gonna lie, I was not excited about. I was just doing it so he would leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Pity fucking.
Well, I mean,
hate
like,
fucking.
No, I mean, you know, we keep talking about the whole catfishing thing and then the smell, but, like, let's start off with the crazy obsession, you blocking him and he going behind your back to talk to your man.
Do you know how many times I had to block this man on Grindr? 6 times.
He kept coming up with new profiles.
They all look the same! And it didn't help that he would constantly look at my profile, too. So I'm like, block. So, we get the dude dropped off, and Josh's stomach is still queasy. Little did we know, he had the stomach bug that I had just had.
No! Oh, God, no.
So it had not set in yet, though. It wasn't, you know, as bad.
Right.
So, we are literally around the corner from this dude's hotel room. And Josh was like, I can't do it. My stomach, he's like, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. Abort mission.
Right.
So, we drive home. I fucking showered because I felt assaulted.
Of course.
Because listen.
Assaulted, a peppered.
A garlic.
A curry powdered, yeah.
That's curry powder smells better.
Yeah.
At least I know I can safely eat that.
Correct.
No one wants E. coli. So, and the moral of this story is A, have a backup plan. B, just cleanliness. I mean, that's the whole focus of this.
Let me zoom this story out a little bit because Grinder Tales listeners, this was actually a story that we told in episode 2. However, I edited it out for time.
Yeah.
I edited it out for time. There's more. Because he kept in contact with y'all after that. And he kept swearing up and down that he had showered and everything like that and that he was clean. And it was not until you had finally just, like...
bit the bullet.
Until you finally bit the bullet. Like, finally down the line, whenever he was desperate enough to try to hook up with y'all again, that he admitted that he had not taken any steps to get clean.
Mm-hmm.
He had not showered. He had not dushed.
Dushed.
Nothing like that. Which, like...
And he's a kitchen worker. So you know how bad that can get.
Yeah.
And it was obnoxious.
Look, I'm lucky working in 2 restaurants. Look, I don't necessarily come home stinking or whatever. But, I still don't want to smell like a restaurant. I still don't want to smell like a kitchen.
No.
I don't want somebody being like, you smell like fried chicken. This is real fucking good. Give
me that Popeye pussy.
Making me hungry for that Popeye. Love that chicken from your asshole. No, so...
I fucking hate you.
One nut is mild, one nut is spicy.
It's cayenne pepper ranch.
It is. It's Nashville hot. No,
it's Frank's hot sauce.
Got that Tabasco down there now. Absolutely. Once again, I think we're gonna keep reiterating, please, fucking clean up.
Please, for the love of God.
So I've got a story.
Mm-hmm.
So my roommate and his boyfriend, we had a Monday fun day, sister day today.
Mm-hmm.
And so knowing that this was going to be our topic, I asked them, because they're not ready to be on the podcast yet, but I asked them, I was like, do you have any stories about dudes being unhygienic, from your hookup experiences? And first of all, y'all, their response was almost all of them. Almost all of them. Now you
can see the abject horror on my face.
Almost all of them. So...
Bitch, get into the Twisted Tea.
So let's get into this Twisted Tea. So, my roommate's boyfriend...
Sweet guy, by the way. Super
Oh
sweet.
my god, yeah, great guy. He, like me, just likes going for it and seeing what happens. And sometimes you fuck around and find out. So... he met up with this guy, and this guy was pretty cute.
Do we know him?
No,
okay.
Not that I know of. I don't think so. Met up with this guy, and he was really hot in his pictures and everything like that. They met up. They were going to fool around. And without this guy having to take off any of his clothes, the minute that he stepped out of his car, he could smell him.
Oh, no, sis.
This guy,
no.
when he addressed it, this guy was like, I do acid pretty frequently.
Okay.
And, I just don't really shower that often because I just don't see the need. He's like, once you've had that awakening, once you've experienced ego death, you realize, there are more important things than hygiene. And honestly, if you shower too much, you're actually doing damage to your body.
Now, mind you, I do shower in straight hot water because I do want to kill all the bacteria. Yes, I boil myself alive like chicken.
I mean, love that chicken from Popeyes. Anyway, but like, and my friend was like, so, are you on acid right now? And the guy was like, oh yeah. Like, and he still went for it. Because the guy showed up. And,
We've all been there.
To add on to the lack of showering, because this guy was on acid, he was sweating profusely.
Oh, God.
He was sweating profusely.
Rain on me in the worst way.
And, that was a short little story, everything happened and, my friend went home and immediately showered and, like,
Good for him.
But apparently, recently this guy has recontacted him and now, like, he's clean and he hasn't, like, touched things in a while and
Hopefully he's touched soap.
But yeah, next story from that same friend.
Yeah. Welcome to the anthology. So there's a person that we will talk about whenever we are done recording because I'm pretty sure you know this guy. So there's this guy, big guy. Mm-hmm.
Once again, we're not body shaming. However, like he's unfortunately one of the obese guys that suffers from losing your dick to the fupa.
Yeah.
It's a button. It's a button.
To the button.
And I've seen it. Like it's like this. Not even kidding. Like it's.
You put a little shot band-aid.
Right, but he works to his strengths because from what I've heard, he's a very good bottom and he gives really great head.
Yeah.
So like, great, great. However, like, my friend told me that the first time they met, he wanted to play with it, no matter what size it was. And I'm the same way.
Have I met this person recently?
I don't know. We'll talk. We'll talk when we're done recording.
Oh God, the anticipation.
We'll
I
talk
have
when we're
to
done
know.
recording. So, this guy tells my friend
mm-hmm.
that he's gotten into the habit of jerking it to completion, and then just pulling his underwear up with the mess still there, and just letting it sit because he likes the feeling of how it feels uncleaned and sticky and just lets it sit there. I don't know if anybody out there has ever we're not going to get into too descriptive, specifically for YouTube, but like if anybody out there has smelled what it smells like after it's been marinating.
Oh God.
Post-nut. But, like...
The clarity should have been a shower.
Because I will tell you...
I used to do that as a kid because I didn't know what to come from.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, like, you live, you learn, you grow up. Like, that's what...
We wash a cum rag at least once a week.
Exactly. That's what Kleenex is for. That's what cum rags are for. That's what any assorted number of things are for. You don't want to leave that. You don't want to pull up your pants and let that marinate. You don't. Because my friend responded, and that was the explanation for why I smelled the smell I did as soon as I pulled the underwear down.
There are things in this life that are unacceptable, and that was one of them. The last thing I needed was the stuck to the groin underwear.
I feel
because
like
I know that feeling, and then especially if there's body hair, it's like waxing.
It is, or even if it's not sticky.
Looking like Crusty the Clown. I said what I said.
You said what you said, and how could you say something so controversial yet so brave? Anyway,
I am the hot topic.
You are the hot topic. No, but I want you to know, audience, if you haven't smelled what that smell is, imagine walking into an Oriental market. And then somebody also adding a really sour, like, fart to that.
Ugh.
That is what that smell. That is what the marination smells like.
And the only thing we should be marinating is meat, and I don't mean our own.
I'm telling you what. You don't marinate that button, sir.
No, and you know, there are some kinks out there that, you know, there are guys that like me. So like sometimes I'll shower before I go to the gym just so my body is clean, but then I can get that good gym sweat going.
I like musk.
I do too.
Musk.
But there are very definitive lines in the sand.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly,
Sand castles, really.
Honestly, still, like, I, like, post-gym or, like, post, like, yard work, because I like the smell of a man after some yard work, I'm still not going for the butt until we've had a shower. Just because, like, that's still...
I mean, even if you take a whole shower and just wash your shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, that's...
I like a good pit.
That's the same.
Of despair.
That's why we're on Grindr, baby. That's why we're on Grindr. Depression, Deutschland, and despair. Yes.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. So, you have another story?
Yes. This was also pretty recent. Saturday night recent.
Saturday night?
Yes!
Cadaver Day?
Cadaver Day.
Cadaver Day.
Jesus is still in the tomb.
Jesus is still in that tomb.
Baby, I was trying to be up in the womb.
Your stones were not rolled away. Anyway.
So, this guy comes over. Really nice guy. Super sweet. Pretty cute. You know, whatever. I'm really praying that he's not listening to it. Because he will never speak to me again. However, me and his mutual friend both, who is one of my very, very close friends that love him to death, he knows this story because I called him and told him this morning.
God! Okay. All right.
So, guy comes over, pretty cute, you know, we're chilling, hanging out before things get, you know, just making sure everybody is on the same page of attraction, you know, things are gonna go well. Mm-hmm. So, I love to make a man anally orgasm, which you have to have an expert level clean for that to happen. Yeah. Well, I'm getting down to business. You know, I eat them out. Everything smells fine. Everything's good. Everything's clean and kosher. Yeah. And then I get to work. And I feel something. Like, I get one finger in, and then I get two.
You're like, that's...
Why is this lumpy?
I was going to say, that's not intestine.
It felt like I was poking Lumpy Space Princess from Adventure Time. And then, before I realized he had orgasmed anally, which, you know, it's wet.
It's an evacuation.
Of water.
Of water.
Let's make that clear. It's water.
Yeah.
And then the smell. He didn't shit the bed. It just smelled.
Well, the water that came out.
We had a towel.
But still, I mean, it wasn't shit, but it was shit adjacent. It was laced with shit.
Yes. E. coli water. So anyway, Flint, Michigan.
Hashtag hint water. With a hint of shit. Of real shit flavor, anyway.
So, you know what? I was like, okay, maybe he farted. Which is okay. It happened.
Farting happens. I farted while giving head. I mean, like, you know, right? You know? And you just keep going and don't pretend like you never heard it.
So I genuinely thought he farted. So, you know, I was like, okay, this is fine. So we lube up. We start going to town on this guy, and I'm not gonna say the smell got worse. It just stayed pretty prominent. Consistent.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh God, So after all is said and done, he's like, "Do y'all want to hang out on the couch?" I said, "I'm actually going to take a shower real quick, because UTIs are a thing, and I've heard they're pretty painful."
Yeah.
And so I get in the shower, and I'm cleaning off. I've got the what me and my husband call butt wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wipe down first, and then I get in the shower and I rinse off, and I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better now. And go back into the living room. We're all hanging out, chilling, whatever, having a couple of drinks. No big deal. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that was really great." He's like, "I've never had somebody make me do that, a couple times in a row." He's like, "I've had it before, but not like that." And I was like, "Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it." So after everything is said and done, he's still a sweet guy, super sweet guy. Hasn't talked to me since.
Maybe he picked up on the awkward.
Yeah, if he hears this podcast, he's really not going to talk to me again.
Well, I mean, the thing is, that's the great thing about never mentioning real names or anything like that.
This is true.
Nobody has to know, and maybe this can be a learning opportunity for him.
Yeah.
Let's also acknowledge, buttholes are buttholes. You can earnestly clean out for a while and still not necessarily get the same deep clean.
Like the Triple A's girl, when the water runs clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
That can still happen.
It can still happen, and that's the thing. Like, our bodies are just bodies, and the back door is for one specific purpose. I mean, we make it for multiple purposes.
Like an entrance?
Right, like, sometimes it's an entrance, sometimes, most of the time, it is an exit. It is specifically built to be an exit, but we found out it's a great entrance, too.
It is fantastic.
We have that forbidden knowledge. But the thing is, like, I have experienced, a little bit of, feeling like I've cleaned out well enough and not having
Things happen.
Things happen, and the thing is, like...
I accidentally shit on a dude's stick once.
But that's the thing, like...
It was my ex's. I was proud.
But the thing is... he deserved it. That was the icing on the cake, and it was brown icing. Anyway.
The worst part, I was in my car, too.
No, not the car.
I was riding his dick in the back seat because I had picked him up drunk from the bar down the street, and he kept pulling his dick out while I was driving, and I was like, I kind of miss his dick. And so I rode it knowing I hadn't cleaned out.
And it happened.
He got what he deserved.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though. Like,
the relationship was shit, and so was that night.
And that's the thing. Never shame a bottom.
No.
Never shame a bottom. If there's...
Because you can't fuck a top.
You can't... Exactly.
They're like, don't touch my ass.
Right. Like, the thing is, like, don't shame a bottom because at the very least, they were at least willing to let you penetrate them, and they did do... Most of the time, they at least tried. The thing is, like... On the flip side of that, if you are a bottom out there and you know that you haven't cleaned out, just tell them that it's head or nothing else because you just can't. On the flip side of that, you gotta be honest because, there can still be STIs associated with, fecal matter, You
remember the night that we met? I was about to do the same thing to you, and you were like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Specifically, I had literally gotten off of work 30 minutes before you and Josh showed up, so I was like... I don't have time for this. We're gonna see how things go, and we still had a lot of fun. We still had a lot of fun. So I kind of regret that I hadn't, but that's just
water under the bridge.
Water. Douche water under the bridge. Hint water under the bridge.
Till the swamp pussy runs clear.
Till the swamp pussy runs clear. Till the twisted tea is clear as the driven snow. Tops out there, do not shame your bottoms if one day you pull out and it's a little chocolatey. And bottoms out there, just be honest about if you cleaned out or not. Because if you haven't,
you're gonna
someone's gonna know, and it's gonna be really awkward.
And one of the medical benefits, I'm not going to say medical because I'm not a medical professional, one of the really good a couple of health benefits to it is it reduces bloating. And if you're going to bottom and you don't clean out, you can get compacted. And a lot of times that has to be surgically removed. That's embarrassing.
Yes.
You got a literal hand and you're just pulling it out and you're like...
Yes. But also, bottoms out there, don't do it too much. I use psyllium husk caps to keep me regular.
I use regular fiber supplements.
Yeah. You know, because if you Douch too much, you know, you're kind of dehydrating like the natural fluids that keep things going.
Yeah.
And sometimes your body
goes haywire
and doesn't know exactly how to react to that.
You know, even if me and my husband don't play, I'll do it at least once a week to reduce the bloating.
Absolutely.
And it has made like my gut health so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you're bottoming, as a versatile male, because I'm an adult, I do take probiotics for gut health. I do take that fiber supplement to kind of keep everything moving, and they go hand in hand. And a lot of people don't know that.
Yes.
So whenever you are bottoming and there is lube in there, which is a foreign substance to the body, your body doesn't overreact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also, it's all about the lube.
It really is all about the lube, baby.
I love a good hybrid.
Yes.
Hybrids are great.
Last story on my end.
Yes, do tell.
This is from my roommate. One time he hooked up with a lawyer on his lunch break. Really great looking dude, professional, business suit, everything like that. Obviously, it was his lunch break.
Yeah. Pull your zipper down, fuck me, and go.
He said, as soon as that man took off his pants, the smell just hit him like a ton of bricks. Hadn't even taken off his underwear yet. Hit him like a ton of bricks.
At least that should hit me like a ton of bricks after he took his underwear off.
And so, like, my roommate still went for it, but he said no matter how attractive the man was, it was very, very, very unpleasant because the smell was just overwhelming.
Makes your eyes water.
And as soon as the man put his clothes back on, didn't smell it anymore.
Good underwear.
Good underwear, good lawyer. Can cover up anything.
Now we know who to call. Let me get his number.
Exactly.
You know, and it is so crazy that, you know, you get these lawyers and these businessmen that are like, yeah, I love to bottom, but don't quite know how to prepare to be a bottom.
Honestly,
do your research like you would for a case.
And honestly, like, I spent $40 on a douche, and you know,
I spent $30. Don't feel bad.
But the thing is, like,
I can boil mine.
Same, but like the thing is, I don't. I use like a mix of rubbing alcohol, water, and soap. But like, either way, the thing is, like, if you can't afford that, there's fleets out there that work just the same. Now, be sure to pour out the saline solution.
Last thing you need to be doing is having diarrhea.
Right, like, pour out the saline solution beforehand.
Tepid water. If you don't know what that water means, you know, above...
Lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
Right
at maybe body temperature.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and when it comes to bottoming, it's all about, like, what works best for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, some dudes put their ear to the floor and let things kind of settle deeper.
Yes.
Some people, like myself, I have a Fort Trough one.
Yeah.
That I love. It's about 8 inches long. It feels great.
Same. Like, mine just, like, go... Like, I don't have to do any... I don't have to lean down or anything. I just put it up there, stand there for a couple of seconds, and I'm, like, ready. Like, I'm just ready
to go. It gets in there.
I'm like Jimmy Neutron. Got a blast.
How to get sued by Nickelodeon.
This video is not made for kids. I will make sure to mark it. It is not made for kids.
At all. This better not end up on kids' YouTube.
Oh, Jimmy Neutron, it's in the algorithm now.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Literally. No, it's, you know, hygiene, you know, to both me and my husband. So I'm going to go into this little bit of a backstory. I didn't really know what douching was because before me and my husband met, I was almost a strict top. just because bottoming had never been really comfortable for me because I didn't really know what douching was. So the first time I douched, he was my boyfriend at the time. Talking about my husband. I called him into the bathroom because I wanted a bottom for him. He's got a nice dick. He really does.
He does.
It's got a great curve to it.
Yes, it does.
Great girth.
A very specific curve, too.
Very.
Yeah. It's not too thick, it's not too thin.
No, it's the Goldilocks of dick.
It is.
And I wanted a bottom for him, you know, and I called him in the bathroom and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I have no idea how to do this." He's like, "Stick it in your butt." I'm like, "Okay." So I stick it in and he's like, "Okay, now squeeze." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, do what?" He's like, "Squeeze the bulb." And I'm like, so I do, and I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "What is this feeling?" Oh, I was like, what is this? And then he's like, "All right, now pull it out." Like, my husband had to give me a step-by-step instructional video on douching. And, you know, I'm really glad he did. You know, it allowed me to really enter into that true versatility.
Yes.
Because of proper hygiene.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like the Orbit woman said in the Orbit commercials from back in the day. It's a good, clean feeling.
It is. You feel confident.
You do. Funny little story to finish off the episode. On the note of douching.
Yeah.
My brother and sister-in-law told me, you know, they were talking about their relationship. You know, sometimes they fight, whatever, but like, he told, like, to describe their love, he told me that when she was pregnant with their second child, she was very constipated. And sometimes to help her with constipation, they were at their wit's end. So, you know, like, they bought an enema. And she felt very self-conscious about it. So to help her feel less self-conscious, my brother did the enema first with her.
That's love.
That is love right there.
Are they still together?
They're still together.
Yeah.
They're still happily married to this day. In that moment when he told me, because they know I'm gay, in that moment when he told me, I wanted to, like, just have a full-blown, like, conversation about, like, his experience with him. But he is a straight redneck man.
Love it.
And I didn't want to trigger him by being like, so, like, how long did you let the water sit in you before you shit it back out? You know, did you get that good clean feeling? Instead,
dirty hole.
I was gonna say clean it up. Instead, I was just like, instead I just, like, made passive comments about me relating because I was like, oh yeah, like, enemas, whatever. And I know they picked it up, but they didn't want to expand upon it.
Sometimes, you know, things need to be left, you know, alone.
Absolutely. But just imagining my very, very hetero brother sticking an enema in his butthole. I'm like...
You know, honestly, I would bet he still does it. Because it feels good.
It probably does. And honestly, for him, he has a gut. It probably helps with his bloating, too. You know. Shout out to my hetero brother.
For being a trooper.
If you happen to be listening, are you TL? Anyway, is it both of us now? But no. Surprise!
Oh god. No, this has been a really great episode. It's, you know, a lot of fun. You know, we do this, you know, not only to, you know, we pick on others, not, you know, we don't bully. However, we still turn that finger of introspection back in on ourselves, you know, with our own personal experiences with these types of things and, you know, hygiene issues that we have, you know, overcome, and especially in this particular episode. Hyjinx, if you will, with some of these guys.
Hyjinx.
Because it is a game.
I mean, I can tell you, like, once again, like, I can tell you for a fact, there was one time where this guy... started eating me out a couple of years ago, and then he stopped and just wanted to make out, and I was like, why'd you stop? And he was like, it smells weird down there. And I was like...
At least he was honest.
At least he was honest. I did feel a little put off because I had, like, gone through the effort of, like, you know, like, dushing, showering, everything like that. Also, an added thing, you can use body lotion and spread it all over your body. Your body will smell fantastic. If you're fresh out the shower, your body's not gonna smell like that body lotion for a couple of hours after you have lotioned your skin off, and it makes your skin more soft. So
this is true.
This is true.
This is true. I know. I am covered in body hair, as y'all can see. Very, very, very hairy.
Very hairy.
So body lotion.
Not an option for you. I'm like slightly hairy, but like
you can still get to the skin.
I can still get to the skin. I just
look like a matted beast at that point.
Yes, absolutely.
Just shiny coat. Just a shiny coat.
Just a shiny coat. Yeah.
Yeah, just a nice top coat. Just saying, eat the right foods. Like I had said, this has been a really, really great episode. Doing this with you has been fantastic.
Absolutely, and we're not as toe up as we were last episode. Thank God.
Which, I think we have found the happy medium. I think we
have. I think we know how many twisted teas we can have and we cannot have.
Right.
And do not bring whiskey whatsoever at all.
I did sleep good that night, though.
I bet you did, baby. I bet you did.
Oh, I was out like a light as soon as we got home. Actually, that's not true. I ate a bowl of cereal. We watched some YouTube and I went to bed.
Yes, we did.
No, but doing this with you it's a great start to the week. It breaks up the monotony of, go to work, go to the gym, go home, another club, another guy, airport, plane ride, another club.
Yes.
It definitely breaks up the monotony of life, and, I get to spend,
So the GoPro may have died recording that outro, but that's okay. That's okay. You know what? We're pretty much finished.
Yeah.
We got 4 episodes under our belt now. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. It's been a lot of fun doing this with you. Cutting up, laughing, drinking twisted tea.
And now you've witnessed how many twisted teas we've been drinking. Hold on, let me find my one, because there are so many twisted tea
this one down here.
Cans.
That's yours?
This is mine.
No, this one's yours too. It's empty.
I'm ashamed. I'm so ashamed.
I feel like I'm gonna put this here.
Yeah.
I've had 1, 2, 3, 4. Feeling pretty good. Wait, no, that might be mine.
I'm feeling pretty anti-racist right now. Yeah. Next episode is going to be your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited about that.
I am too. We're going to have a really, really good topic for you. They come straight out of Mississippi mud.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, do we have stories to tell.
God.
And, some of them are going to be a little bit of a recycle story, just to kind of get the point across about it.
But
we're going to have new ones.
We're going to have new ones, and we're going to have a very special guest.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
You sleep in the same bed with him.
Jesus?
He's the one driving your car. I'm talking about Josh.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's going to be a lot of fun. That man's got some stories.
He's got some stories, and you and him both have some stories, and it's going to be interesting to see where he corrects you.
He does do that a lot. He's like, no, that's not how it went. But no, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to have to run home and tell him.
Absolutely.
I'm going to drive home because I don't run. No, but I'm really excited for next week. It is my birthday. Feel free to make some birthday donations.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, look, our Linktree is live now, so head on over to Linktree.
Submit your stories.
Yeah, submit your stories. Like, once again, we'll do your stories for free, but if you want to throw in some money to get a very special dramatic reading of your stories, we will absolutely take it. Absolutely. But we love you.
Always and forever.
And just keep on tuning into Grinder Tales for your daily reading.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Grinder Tales, hosted by Jacob and Justin. Original theme song by Jacob. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, go ahead and rate, review, and subscribe.
We promise not to be as pushy as some of the dudes in our inbox. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell, like the video, and leave a comment. Even if it is nasty, oh, we're used to it by now. Share Grindr Tales with everyone you know, but your mom. Unless she's cool. Follow us on Instagram at GrinderTales_podcast, or join the Grindr Tales Facebook group to share your own dating app blunders. If you have a question, want to be on the show, or just want to tell us how much you love us, send an email with your name and preferred pronouns to grindertales@gmail.com. Unsolicited nudes are not a requirement or a preference, but if you're feeling frisky, shoot your shot. See you next time, only on Grindr Tales.